coins on one side, paper on the other. Plus, kwedifedile, better check your mother. Make sure things are secured and undercover. Before you know that, I'm on my last $2. You know, like, hey, son, back to square one. Same things, different routine. The fun hasn't begun. Claim quit just to keep put gaze against the run. Clear set, I pull out number one. So cool out, what's a one? We all out for the paper chase. Hooligans on the loose, trying to reserve the safer case. You know, like, it's more of, it's more of.
This is one of those stories that never started. This is one of those stories that never started.
I've been gone for a minute, now the money running late. Born in the city, now we're sitting in the state. It's the 014, rusty cat on the track. 014, rusty book on the map. 469, world is a trap, it's a set, wait.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's Wandile Webb. We're back once again with an episode of the stories from the World Wide Web. It's the World Wide Web podcast where we call upon hustlers, entrepreneurs, change makers, you know, people who are making moves and, you know, movers and shakers. And today we bring you a very special guest. He goes by the name of Terrence Malapa. And this guy is, you know, a phenomenon. This guy is, you know, a genius, if I can put it like that. And I just want to welcome you to the podcast, my brother. How's it going?
Man, I'm chilling. It's so good. Thanks for the wonderful introduction.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, we gotta do what we gotta do. We gotta do what we gotta do, you know, to get where we wanna go.
The energies are lying. Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
Hey, bro, I'm blessed. I'm super blessed. Thank you for asking. You know, pushing a movement like this is not gonna be easy. Already there's a lot of challenges that comes with it, you know, and you know, we already, I believe, 7-8 episodes in. This might be our 7th or 8th episodes, and in October right now we're trying to maybe push 25, you know, by the end of the year. And basically next year is just going to be something really big. I foresee a lot of things, especially with now me meeting, you know, the likes of, you know, you and the people that you're going to connect me with. I believe, once again, as I said, you know, the energies are aligned, and you know, it's a beautiful time to be alive. You know, the art of collaboration is at play, you know, and also this, what I'm doing here is also a means to inspire other people to you know, say that I have something that I want to do, let me go on and do it. You know, if this guy can, you know, bring together equipment and just bring together a couple of guys and make something happen, it's not easy, once again, and it takes someone who's going to say that, you know what, you know, screw everything, I'm gonna do this thing, you know. And your story as well inspires me, and I don't want to do a lot of talking. I'm a motivational speaker by profession, or I'm an aspiring motivational speaker, but I always speak in the now, you know, to say that it is happening, it is done,
and to prepare for the future.
And to prepare for the future. But I want you to do most of the talking, pretty much, you know.
Hey man, if you press the right buttons, trust me, I'm gonna do all the talking.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Needed.
Yeah,
but
man. Yeah, man.
Shout out to you, though. Shout out
Thank
to you for first of all taking that step of this is the calling that I have,
Yes,
and
sir.
I'm gonna put whatever it is I need
Yes, sir.
to make ends meet. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dog, I'm out here.
Yes, sir.
I got you. You got me.
Thank you, bro.
Let's make this thing work.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
make this thing. We all have that dream.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
And-
Malapa Halekane is one of that dream.
Yes, sir. And we'll touch base pretty much on all the, you know, achievements that you pretty much made. Yeah, all the achievements that you pretty much made and accomplished to this point. But from where you started to the seat that you sit in today, I'm sure there has been so many memorable occasions, so many, you know, things that you've accomplished that, you know, you've perhaps exceeded expectations, if I can put it that way. But your journey, where did it all begin in terms of who raised you and what values did they raise you with to become the Terrence Malapa that we see today?
Well, I was raised by my mom and my stepdad. In context to, like, this this might bring or might open up a whole can of worms, but yeah, man, shout out to the moms, dog.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the moms for looking out, you know. It wasn't easy. A lot of people might think, would have a perception of, you know, it's a typical raised well by parents type of thing, you know. But it wasn't the nicest story of it, you know. I guess this is why I'm at a particular place now, because I always had to think beyond the norm of, okay, this is what's happening. I had to vision, I had to, like, you know, take it there. But yeah, man, shout out to the Queen for always just giving me some reprimanding and some, hey, man, it'll be cool.
Yeah.
This is who I am today, you know. It wasn't easy, like I mentioned, but I want to hold on to, and you know where you want to go or what you want in life.
Yes, sir.
When you have that edge.
Yes, sir.
I doubt there's nothing that can knock you out, you know what I mean?
For real, for real.
Yeah, dude, so it was that.
Yes, sir.
People, even today, like, hey, Terrence, I should you grow it up, you know?
Yeah.
If it was me, I'm like, nah, if it was you, I really don't know if you would. You know what I mean? Because people see what they see, they believe what they see, but they don't really know what's going on. So yeah, man, it's one of those, man. But discipline, to just cover the whole aspect of that, discipline played a good role.
Yeah.
Yeah. Discipline played a good role where I knew my role.
Yes, sir.
You know, as one of us.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I had to be on peak. I didn't want to disappoint the parents, type of thing, you know. So I believe it brought a lot of energy and fire. And, yeah, man, this is really good enough.
Yes, sir. And I believe you went to a fairly good school by the name of Fields College at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know how I didn't know of you at the time, because I was that nigga in Rustenburg basically just knowing everybody. I knew of everybody. I didn't know everybody, but I knew of everybody. And I only came to find out about you when, you know, the brand that you're pushing, which will Malapa Halekane, which we'll go into detail shortly. That's when I knew of you. But I went to Fields.
I did my research.
Oh yeah?
I was like,
this nigga.
Fields?
Yes, sir.
I was like,
yes, sir. What are the chances?
I'm like, I think that's what made me more lenient.
Yeah, like
I went to this guy, you know. Yeah,
shout out to you for that.
Yeah,
man. So what kind of dude were you back in school? The troublemaker.
Hey, so
for real? Hey, man, I was the nerd at school. Honestly speaking, I was that type of nigga.
You did what you did best. At a time you could do it.
Yeah.
As for me, dog, I don't want to say the name Tsietsi, you know, which translates to, like, you know, troublesome to the world, you know. It wasn't that people say Tsietsi and they're like, Tsietsi, oh Matata, you know, but Matata to what? Matata to the system, you know, Matata to social standards, Matata to, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know, I'm just always there. So it was that, and I wasn't like when you have a curious mind. As one
true.
One of those curious. So true. I was always the troublesome. Yeah, I'm a guy. You know? Yeah. First name, yeah. So back in my primary days, I was fairly the naughty guy. Yeah. And don't do this, you're way too smart. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You partied much? Oh, but this is like primary.
Yeah, that was primary though. I was being That's why I started by saying curiosity. Just how don't want to do that.
Sure.
That's curiosity. After a stage, then you can say,
yeah.
You know.
Now you.
But I was curious. I was asking questions. I was, why isn't this thing breaking? Why?
Yeah.
But to me, that was a weird thing. You know. So I was known as the naughty kid. I was amongst the big five. It was like, should I mention Na, Nico, Wagunaki?
Sure.
Karabo.
Sure.
Paytway. Like we were the big five. They used to say the big five. We go to the office. The big five. Yeah, dog. Hey, in 15, we used to do a lot of things. Like, hey, man, I'm not even proud of it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
as a kid, when you're growing up, it just makes sense at that time.
Yeah.
Famous.
But you did like sports is like if you consider very good in sport. I mean, it kind of like puts you in a position of leverage to say, but I mean, you played soccer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How good were you, if I may ask? We never played against each other. That's how
Hey man,
this nigga.
you wouldn't have wished you played it. Like,
Really?
Hey man.
Which position?
Just number 8, general won't change. That's how I. Hey, they know.
Have you heard of Web11? Have you heard of me, bro? Have you ever heard of? You probably have heard of a guy who played soccer with his glasses. Somewhere, somehow. If you're not, then you're probably one of those niggas that came before.
And he never lost his sight.
But for real though, but how good were you? Like, but what I basically want you to talk us through is, you were athletic as well.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. But that actually transpired throughout my high school.
Oh.
In fields I was, but not within school. We used to play cricket.
Oh yeah.
After school, the cricket.
Sure.
Yeah. I was known for biology 6.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But in school I wasn't really that active in primary school. The soccer only sparked in go high school. You know, and funny enough. I'm gonna blow my own horn now.
Go ahead, man. Speak your truth, my nigga. Speak your truth.
We were actually the first soccer team to go with the school.
For real? Like your class?
Yes.
Was for real?
Yes. There was no soccer. It was rugby. You know, coming from a typical African school, you know, you would assume that rugby is the most focused sports in school, or paid attention. But we did something as the guys, like we play soccer.
Yes, sir.
Like soccer. They looked for a coach. Funny enough, the coach went silent.
No way.
He used to play for Orlando Pirates.
I know Brandon Silent, bro.
Exactly. He used to coach in Bala Club. And he went silent. We clicked.
For real?
China hit them hard and low. That's what I remember. He used to always shout, hit them hard and low. But hey man, you know the sports though. You know the sports. It's attitude. Yeah man. It's a apart from home, it's your home. You know.
Thank God. Sure.
But apart from home.
Wait, is that like in-house home politics? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
The whole. You know, the domestic.
Yeah,
you know, it wasn't fairly cool. That's what I'm saying. People would say, hey, Malapa, I guess that's also where the whole thing stems from. I don't wish to be me.
Yes, sir.
I might be wishing to be you type of thing.
Yes, sir.
You never know. But yeah, man, let me not go there. Let me not go that deep.
The energies are aligned. It's been, I feel like we share a lot of similarities, but it's crazy that this is the first time that we meet, by the way. It's crazy, right? I think I'm gonna blow my own horn as well to say that in Fields College, I was the first nigga that put soccer there.
Damn.
Yes, sir. Go and verify, bro. And a friend of mine by the name of Travis, basically we didn't have medicine at these kids, we played breaks and shit. And people would like always like yeah, you guys are playing, messing around. We didn't have soccer as an extramural activity.
Yeah.
So I think I was in grade 11, and at the time, there was no soccer, playing on the quad, you know. And me and my friend Travis actually put up this portfolio, whatever. It's pretty much like a proposal to say that, yo, Mrs. Holden, you should have this thing going on.
You were at least more or less in the same. When you mentioned Mrs. Holden,
when asked, and maybe niggas would say, cap.
Shout out to Mrs. Holden.
Shout out to Mrs. Holden one time. And Mrs. Holden was like, you know what, boys, have your team, but you don't have coaches. Who's gonna coach? I put my hand up. So basically we had under 16s, under 14s, and then we also included girls soccer as well. Ask them, bro. This is all facts. And as a result, I'm telling you, bro, as a result, now remember I was in grade 11 at the time, and I was really active with the sports, and I was really like pushing, you know, in terms of me being me. They called me a nerd. I was
don't say they called you a nerd. You were a nerd.
I was in my own lane, you know what I mean? And basically what happened is that in grade 11, at honest evening, so we're just chilling there. Okay, we're about to announce RCL, whatnot, chilling there. And okay guys, this is the 2012 RCLE that we're gonna announce. They call us, get on stage. So what happens is that you line up on stage, you grab a certificate at the Civic Center, Rustenburg Civic Center auditorium. And basically what happens is that as soon as all the prefects are pulled on stage, and like 20 of us are actually holding these certificates, what they do is that they ask you to open it. Now, this was a year after I lost my dad. I lost my dad in 2010, this was in 2011. And yeah, man, and yes, sir, rest in peace. And what happened at honest evening in grade 11 is that when I opened that envelope, it said deputy head boy. And I was like, what the fuck? This is a mistake. Nigga! Nigga! And what happened after that, they're like, okay, can our heads and deputies please step forward? I couldn't, like, dog, I couldn't step forward because I wasn't sure. Like,
you see where that takes us? What you've been doing on the ground compared to how the overall.
Thank you.
And when you didn't, because you were just being yourself.
Thank you.
You were just doing what you do best.
And being, just really forthright about everything and intentional with everything that I did. And yeah, man, we stepped forward and people couldn't believe it. Oh God, bro. People couldn't, they were expecting me to be a prefect. And basically when they broke it down to us, when we were called and we had a meeting, okay, you guys are head boys and deputy head boys. So basically there were three deputies and one head boy. So in these three deputies, they choose them according to academics, culture, and sports. Yeah. So that moved my G. It like validated my G. You know what I mean? But hence I'm saying that you and I share a lot of similarities. I coached and I actually matriculated, went on to study sport management. And I want you to talk us through how you actually progressed throughout high school towards and what you got into, what you studied, and yeah, what was your path? Where did you go? Where did you study? I went to TUT. I don't know where you are.
Well, after high school, I took a gap year, of which I don't know what till this day what that means, but I took a gap year.
Okay.
A gap year. But a gap year to me wasn't I'm gonna have a gap.
Yeah.
It was try something within the side. So I went for a course in computer accounting.
Okay.
It was a short course for me. So I got my diploma in computer accounting type of thing. And after that year, that's when I enrolled for Tshwane North College.
So you're also in PT?
Oh yeah, put the PT.
Oh, shout out! I know. Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, Centurion. I studied mechanical engineering, but it wasn't really my thing. I remember telling my parents, in that grade 11, grade 12 phase, okay, they could tell I was heavy into it at that time. That's when I was still heavy on hip hop. So I used to come back home late.
Doing what? What's all
The
that?
culture. The hip hop culture.
That's
That's what I'm saying. That's what
And
I'm
then
saying.
you just captured by something that, you know.
It was the basic hip hop culture.
Okay.
Basketball,
Oh, yeah?
freestyles on the corner, cyphers and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, like Kapa Majida, I started Kapa Majida, that's one of the studio for basketball.
Okay.
Your simplicity, your humility.
Shout out Simplicity. Shout out.
Guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember each and every person who has to go home before they go home, they stay for the cyber. And the cyber will take an hour. Imagine we are like 7 or 8 cats. Everyone all the time go when they ramble and so I would get home because we get home like the latest, not huge, we get front opposites. You know?
Yeah.
We get home at 2 a.m. and I was still in high school at times. So
Yeah.
it used to be like I went to dark color. Yeah, but now this thing's on the So I in a way like dumbed it down because I could tell it's creating attention, but then shortly just after that, that's when you like, but I think I should do something related to media.
Okay.
Because music it just moves me.
Yeah.
But my parents couldn't relate.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it was that discussion, the typical discussion that I don't know if it still happens now, but we used to have that like a lot of times where parents are like, no, we expect you to. You know,
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. So, me being me, or maybe being human, I was like, I'm not gonna shadow away this thing. Let me just give it a try. But I wanted to actually study, in a nutshell, PR,
Yeah.
communication,
Yeah.
marketing and advertising. You know, radio.
Yes,
I'm really much into radio. So yeah, it didn't happen. I went there for a year. And the next year, I was like, You know when you feel like you're forcing something so hard, and people just say, yeah, it's all I want to play.
Yeah.
Some people do it and then it helps them. As much as some people don't do it and it still helps them. So I was caught in between that. But the next year I decided to come home. Just to keep it up, you know what? I had a vision, I had a hustle type of thing. I can't focus on my own, in terms of education and stuff. So yeah, me, I just wanted. My academics are not so exciting.
Yeah.
Here and there, computer accounting and then engineering here and then mechanical engineering. But my overall experience in the whole industry, taxi driver, a clerk, skydiving, parachute packing, UDM International doing sales. And the reason I did this, I wanted an overall understanding of the human. You know when you know where you're going, you have to study for that before. So I was like, I need to study how the system works, how people view one another, how you behave as a client face to face with someone in a taxi. And funny enough, those things were just there. Do this. HPR, business solutions. I used to make business solutions doing the tax return for people. Like you can name it.
How old are you when you're doing all of this, bro?
In my early 20s.
Okay.
In my early 20s. And I've actually never had a job that I can say is my job. I've never worked for 6 months, but I've heard, like I've mentioned, a lot of opportunities, but as time goes on, what the mindset that you're giving, is this me? Because at that time, should you let it be? That might be you. So this is me now working. Or can I? So it always used to mess me up every time. Like, no man, the time that I'm spending here making someone else's dream possible.
Yeah.
Why can't I invest the same energy, the time I get to why can't I invest it on my business and goals, you know, type of thing. So yeah, man, academically I wasn't, and my aunt, also my mom, is totally, you know, like she's so she wanted me to be a bookworm, but like,
I believe like Wandile you can use it in the, shout out to
Zipporah, shout out,
Uncle. I believe that Wandile like Wandile in different ways, basically, you know what I mean? And yeah, sometimes it's just a bit of a like, you know, some sort of a shock to our parents when we want to go against the grain, if I can put it that way. And hey man, you're a man of many talents. Were you a taxi driver?
Yeah man, I was a taxi operator. That's how they say nowadays. Taxi operator, you know.
What I love about that is that if people listening to this can actually listen to what you just said, as to you went and you tried something and it wasn't exactly what you wanted it to be, and you came back, you regrouped. But when you are grouping and you are calibrating and you are, you know, figuring things out, in that time, when also stay, that's what I love about that. And if people can learn that, they would actually, you can't know if you never tried. You know what I mean? Exactly my point. And I really respect that about you, man. And you also had, what is your relationship with music? Because you spoke about, you know, back in the day, you used to hang out, you were huge. What is your relationship with that?
Hey man, music is my everything. I don't want to lie. It's funny enough, even should I meet a particular potential someone, I make it very clear. I'm in love with music so much. Should one day they like in doubt, I mentioned that from the get-go. I'm in love with music so much. And then started car instrument facts. What's this? It sounds interesting. Then house music, remix about tractor before visual music, what tractor, and then I say instrumentals because when you say house, people are from house hip hop. No, instrumentals. So from there, there's this thing called hip hop. What is this? And it just intrigued me to a point where now a song will drop today and 2 days later, you know the whole song.
Exactly, that's how it is.
You know, like, but the thing is, when you're reciting it for your friends, they're like, what song is that?
Yeah.
It was like era Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh, that was a legendary.
You know? So it was that time I used to shout out to ADC Dume.
Shout out ADC.
Shout out to my neighbor. We used to make beats like Momo Kisi.
Oh, like in class when you'd be like,
not even in class,
bumping,
making,
yeah.
Now what's in the keys? And then we would just when I go more into the instrument. So the music side of it was that, from house to hip hop, and then I guess I'm hip hop. I noticed people when they get Saturday class, people were like, oh, that's nice. So, hey, you can rap. It's like, huh? That's how it all began.
Okay. Oh, so you were busting raps?
But about 50, that's what I'm saying. I was just.
Oh, you rap some.
Yeah, about 50 and
were you writing them down? Like I used to listen to Eminem and this.
Nah, I didn't.
When you tell them.
Yeah, I would listen to the song.
Oh shit, that's
dope. So, dog.
That's dope.
That time I had cassette. I got cassette. Techniques. Radio techniques.
Yeah.
I remember when I was watching GC, record, stop. Each and every after school, I would get home, throw my bag on the ground, cassette immediately on class. Play, if it's not on the right spot, rewind, play, listen. Rewind, play, listen. 2 trunks in. I would doze off while I'm on until 4:05. My mom would walk in. That time, capital uniform, I'm still on the ground. You know, the typical thing, you know. But music played a big role in my life in terms of it pushed me to the next level. You know, when you can relate so much in terms of music is not just udu.
Damn,
You know?
that's deep.
Well, Mali once said when music hits you, you feel no pain type of thing. You know?
Oh.
So it's that thing of I can relate so much because somehow I can remember I can make sense to the person next to me. And then
Yes,
like,
sir.
yeah, so yeah, man, music was that. Just music. 2009, 10, 11, 12. It's Malapa Keynote. To shout out to Lita Keynote. Huge being the biggest idol for me at that time. Because this guy sits here for the fuck I.
Like, it's right here.
Yeah, I want to open the gate. Fuck you. You know? You know, like, it's this guy, like.
So as you were talking us through how you became to totally engulf yourself in the music and the movement, you actually gave yourself the moniker of the Mic Pharmacist. I heard you in a couple of songs. Kanakelo, which song did we hear it? You did a song at Frenzy.
Song with Bishop.
You did a song with
Flex.
Oh wait, yeah.
90-degree Flex.
90-degree Flex.
Yeah. Yeah, that was you.
Damn.
Where did you guys record that? By Shaya Friends, in
Dog, we were shy. Yeah, we were. Go.
They did it at Frenzy?
Go. OB or something.
Yeah.
OB.
Shout out.
Yeah, man. My nigga 60 was there.
Yeah.
And then he went outside. I don't know what happened. He went outside and then like I was busy, but he was supposed to be on the track though.
Oh,
but anyway,
shit,
yeah,
yeah.
man. That's what happened. Funny enough, this other guy showed me the track Malo on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Is your Peter? I was like, huh? You know when you're, I'm like,
Sure.
and then he played it. I'm like, oh snap.
Sure.
He's like, but I want to start with Leganda. Honestly, I didn't know this song is on YouTube. I didn't know.
So what kind of words were you spitting there? Kind of.
I live in the moment, Jaga. What?
Yeah.
I don't wanna lie, Joe. Like, there's a lot of tracks that I recorded like a keynote, and then after 3 months in because I will record like 3 tracks in one day, and then like you get lost sometimes. So they're flexing like, but I remember I was on some other shit. I don't know what. I was on some other game. I was singing. I remember.
Yeah.
But that was nice though.
Yeah,
it was
man.
nice. Yeah, man. The hip hop game really looked up for me, dog. Shout out, because at times when you need a shoulder to cry on, and at that specific time, hip hop is the only shoulder you can cry on.
Yes.
Like,
Shit.
I tell people all the time,
Sure.
you know that you have a pattern more life in you.
Sure.
Yeah. So hip hop or music in a whole, like it really helped me to not per se, I don't want to say give up. It's so crazy, but it made me to look beyond what life is in a nutshell, Give yourself reasons why. I believe it's much easier that way. When you're not only trying to wake up because there's nothing else, but when you wake up and say, nah man, that ain't man. It was just a dream, man. I wonder if it's gonna fail or it'll pass, but I wanna do it.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man, hip hop, music, it's a part of me. And I feel like for me it wasn't a thing of putting food on my table type of thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't want it to, even now I still say I don't want it to get to that point. Because music, like Eminem said, music is a reflection of self. So I can't rely on my reflection at a particular time where people are gonna relate and then buy, and then I need to live off this at that time. I don't know. Maybe if it was hip hop, then maybe but I feel like hip hop for me is a place where I walk in. It's my therapy.
Damn, yeah.
I vent at that time. If you relate, great. If you don't, great for me, because I put it out there. Now I'll move on to a next chapter.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, man. It's like a diary.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a diary.
Yeah. And what are some of the songs, or what kind of henceforth the Mic Pharmacist was your alias? What made you go for that name? And I wanted you to break. I don't know if you still remember your lyrics. I want you to just break down a couple of lyrics right here, right now. If you still remember, I don't know if you're still making music even now, but yeah, why the Mic Pharmacist? And just take us through some of the lyrics, some of the things that you were saying on the mic.
Sure. The Mic Pharmacist, funny enough, it wasn't a name I chose for myself.
Really?
Yeah. I was in PTA at that time. I didn't have an AKA or an alias. 2012. Bear in mind I was in hip hop 2008, 9.
Sure.
And you know, into hip hop in terms of rapping. I fell in hip hop go fields, like I said, get rich or die trying.
Yes, sir.
But in terms of me writing my own lyrics and stuff. So the Mic Pharmacist only came about when I met the producer, Huge Impact. Huge Impact, hugely impact again. Frost was the producer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Frost.
Yeah, and then Frost mentioned something. Pharmacist, he talk like you pharmacist, like just. And then for me that time, because I was more of, I am opening up to a certain thing.
Yeah.
I felt the way he came to me, it was a more of, I'm healing people with this thing that people don't want to say, type of thing. But here it is, I went through it. You can find healing through that, you know. So the pharmacist, you know, my prescriptions, give me the mic, give me the mic, I heal you through the mic, type of thing, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, now I'm going through the dungeons of rap, you know, like the youngs we lost, like healing through the mic. What is that? We just you know. Yeah. But that was hip hop for us that time. How you could relate to a person who's talking about current affairs, or you know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. And as the Mic Pharmacist, I would come to saying like, highly, like my music is more of not trying to convey lifestyle issue, but me where I'm at and where I wanna go. So where I wanna go, driving a brain, but you don't have that, you know? But you didn't get the context of where I was coming from, you know. There's this other track, last $2, which I did with Keynotes.
Track you did, yeah?
Yeah, last $2. It's on some coins on one side, paper on the other, plus kwedifedile, better check your mother. Make sure things are secured and undercover. Before you know that, I'm on my last $2. You know, like Asane, back to square one, same things, different routine, the fun hasn't begun. Claim quit just to key, put gaze against the one. Clear set, I pull out number one. So cool out what a one. We all out for the paper chase, hold against on the loose, try and reserve the safer case. You know, like it's more of I felt like people can't relate.
I believe you're telling stories.
But I felt like people can't relate to how I pen it down.
Oh.
You know your rhyme scheme sometimes you were like, your home is Mokasi. And I'm like, that's not it, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, when you start, you're like, that's not it. And you get someone, shit. That's music in a nutshell.
Yeah. And you speak about the year 2012. I believe it was a special year for you. I want us to segue and actually get into, you know, the whole purpose and how everybody sees you and what everybody knows you for, which is the brand of Malapa Halekane. I don't know if that was the time when it was established. I want you to just, you know, take me through who was the brainchild, how was it developed, and finally we get to talk about Malapa Halekane. And yeah, man, talk me through the story. I believe it's 10 years this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 2012, 2022. It is definitely 10 years.
It's a 10-year anniversary.
And I was about to go there, and, and you know, I was planning an anniversary type of thing.
Yeah.
But hey, man, only the energies from high above know, you know. 2012, PTA, varsity, college, you know, like, it's the life. I meet up with my homeboy. Homeboy is in like Redwood Park from Rustenburg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tupes or Kevin, shout out. We meet up there, and that time, the whole narrative is about. Can I go to Linjaga just after lifestyle in big cities?
Oh, hey, that era. You guys remember that? Oh, were you part of that
big
era?
Cities. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, you. What do you call me?
FJT 1 2 3.
What do you forever rich kid? Obviously, you.
So it was that era, dog, and I met up with homeboy, and homeboy at that time he already had a blueprint. A blueprint in terms of this is what's happening in terms of you know, like nah man, I'm a bit confused. You know, after a hectic weekend we sat down and like I don't know if I might say this, but you know, and it was a matter of why you know, no, I'm fair to I can't really reply. Bear in mind, they have a business, they are well off, they send them cash every week, every day when he says he wants cash. You know? But you gravitate towards that lifestyle, I'm forgetting where you come from. And Malapa Halekane stemmed from that, knowing your background, where you come from and where you want to go in life, you know. So, lifestyle of child at the same time, you know, it made us aware of, nah man, this is not it. This is not how we should be living. So yeah man, we clicked because we're from the same hood. We clicked and they're like, hey blueprint the Malapa Halekane, but what can we because Malapa Halekane is an African proverb.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah,
it's a proverb. Malapa Halekane, you know.
Yeah.
Like I said, oh Terrence Malapa, they will remember it in their own, you know, given terms.
Thanks.
So it's a proverb, and then it's like, nah, Malapa, and then we came up with the law called Malapa Halekane, which was very relevant of the two houses being not equal in size. But people get it confused because Malapa Halekane, they feel like the bigger houses where the bigger things are at. Like I said, people would that time assume, but they don't know my setup, your lifestyle, you know. So Malapa Halekane goes into depth of that. Don't assume because I'm living a certain lifestyle, happy, get sharp. Because Malapa Halekane, you know. In the house, I can't stay in the house and like disturb us somehow. But to come to Omkhulu and then in terms of level of happiness, if happiness could be measured, you would see these people are more happier than these people. So Malapa Halekane, respect the person, whoever you meet, respect them, try to be on common terms in terms of, hey man, this don't judge. Fella, you know. So yeah man, 2012, that happened, and it wasn't a brand.
Really?
I make this clear. Malapa Halekane wasn't initially a brand. It was an idea shared amongst people And then it was like, no, I let's say Malapa Halekane. After doing that, funny enough, I remember the moment I realized this is a business was when one lady stopped me like, Malapa Halekane. Oh, rekile ka skippers. Bear in mind, oh, rekile ka skippers. Because rekile guy. Like, you're just thinking. Rekile guy. Hey man, I can hook you up, you know, seriously, yeah. And because business most of the times it's a problem and a solution.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know. That was it. And it was just relevant to the next person, the everyday life. And hey man, that's when we got together, we did our thing, our trademarks, our whatever's. And I don't wanna lie, we took it very lightly.
Yeah.
Until years later, that's when you see, hey man, there's a bit of consistency here, like people are reaching up, you know. That's when now the other side of business comes in, finances.
And then when was that? Like, which year did you like say, okay guys, let's roll with it?
The year I said, let's rock with it.
Let's make it official. Like, we are a business and we are in business and the doors are open.
2013, 2013, 14, yeah. I remember I was still heavy into hip-hop that time. So I would always rock my merch. We would have shows called Hip Hop Fridays.
Yeah.
Called Fox Lake London Nights.
Yeah.
So I would always rock up, go deciphering and whatever with the brand and stuff. That time not making sense.
Yeah.
You just doing you. But after some time, people catch up. Hey Joe, kind of 5 years back in Club. One that time you were not. It wasn't your plan. It wasn't your plan. He was just being like, but what period was about the neck is but you were cool with it, you know.
Sure.
So as years go by, that's when a pattern. You see a certain. Remember I spoke about a pattern.
Yeah.
There's always a pattern in your life.
Yeah.
Dog, even if I ask you now, which month is your luckiest in a year? Have you noticed that?
There is that month.
There is that.
Yeah.
If people should take, you should be, you know, that awareness stage. You should have an awareness of. There's a pattern more in everyone's life. You know? So yeah, man, it just picked up to a point where you're like, oh shit, okay, this is it, you know. And
sure.
And then Rustenberg, still slow, doing my hip hop, you know, doing me, the hustling, driving, taxi driving, score for, but I'm always rocking the brand, you know. Brand awareness, it created brand awareness. Yeah. Unconsciously so. Brand awareness. And after a few years, they're like, let's keep us. They don't even know it, man. You know? Sure. Okay, people pick up. So yeah, man, it's only about a few years back we've been like fighting in terms of funding and you know, trying to put where the brand needs to be. Because people will tell you, hey, nah man, you should be having, you know, and not to crush them down because you have your own battles, but also relate to my
sure.
So yeah, man, we're taking steps here and there. And it's so far so good. It's picking up. I've been even attending some business programs, small business development programs, and this and that, you know, just to have accreditations to a few things. This thing. So when I say, hey guys, this is what I have, this is what I want to open, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, this picture was seen before. Like we saw you on it, but we were waiting for you. Why not? Yeah, man.
And you speak about a few years ago, you know, you guys just dealing with funding, and you know, there are 3 phases in life, and you know, that's something that my mentor always taught me, that there's, you know, a moment of prosperity, there's adversity, and there's a plateau. And basically, you can apply that concept in every aspect of your life. And just to break it down, you get a point where there's just prosperity, like you also mentioned, that there was just business was just picking up, and you know, everybody loves prosperity, everybody loves to be in that space, you know. But then it changes and turns sometimes, and then you go through a moment of adversity, you know, when things, you know, the chips are down and things are not going your way, and then there's a moment of plateau. Basically that's when, you know, things are just, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just stagnant, you know. You can apply that to business, prosperity, adversity, plateau, relationships, adversity, prosperity, adversity, anything that you apply. So I believe there was a point in time, as you were saying, in terms of like you had, you know, financial, you know, the backing of funds that you needed at that point in time. COVID came, and that was also something that just, you know, no one was expecting that. And how did that come across in terms of, you know, it directly affecting the brand? How did you guys, you know, change from that adversity and pretty much move out of that? How was that time for you?
Well, to be honest with you, it wasn't. Funny enough, before that, I was on a lookout in terms of space, office space, in terms of getting a, you know, the typical, like, it's time I get a shop. Yeah. And things weren't looking out quite well, because I remember the first space I got, the rentals was
crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I was like, how? I'm you know, trying to, you know.
Yeah.
So it didn't happen, and then COVID hit. When COVID hit, it wasn't really a neck breaker.
Really?
Yes, because I think it could have been if I had a store at that time.
Damn, think about it.
But because I'm currently working in terms of taking in orders.
Yeah.
I get orders, and then
during COVID.
No, I'm breaking it down.
Okay.
I'm breaking it down before COVID hit.
Yeah.
I'm taking. I'm not a guy wwho you come to and like give us a merchandise type of thing, you know, because that I did initially, but then I realized, okay, what merchandise, at that particular time I can also.
Sure.
I have this, but it's in black. We're also in red and in white.
Yeah.
So it kind of like restricted me a bit.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, the best thing to do now is to take orders, pre-orders, with a deposit or whatever. So when COVID hit, it didn't really affect my business style in a way. It was not like now I had to sacrifice in terms of people are not coming in, the rent, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to pay my, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't none of that. It was, I had to still be on some. Nah, guys. You can still place orders now.
Yeah.
And then Korea, I'm not gonna. Korea was cut down for Hanetoma, the first phase.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't like a train smash type of thing, you know. So I feel like, I don't know. That's why I say God's timing. It's time is time.
Yes,
you know?
sir.
But I don't know how I would have took it if I was on that stage, and then now I had to close down shop.
You didn't have the headache that
you know,
everybody else
and
had.
I had to close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fam? So I can't really relate to as that extent, but yeah, man, it just made sense. Even that time I was like, oh, you see, because people will tell me, by now you should be, by now, and I love it because people have a perception of you. People, there's a certain way of people view you.
Yeah.
Sure. People perceive you in a certain way. You know? So people will always be like, hey, Malapa, but when that hit, I was like, phew, okay. Because the same people now are going to be the same people who are going to be on side.
For sure.
Can't they know where type of thing. Yeah, but it's sad, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't want to lie. In terms of business, COVID didn't really hit me that hard. Because even during COVID, that's when I spread out. I'm
really, Doug?
I'm on standby. Business is opportunity meets solution, and need So at the same time, I was doing fumigations.
Damn.
So whichever household would have a COVID case, they would call me. I would fumigate. So the rest of the family stays, COVID-free type of thing. I would have a certain, certificate where people would see, this is approved. It's a company's registered, So yeah, man. I from that I could navigate the business. Not that I put it on hold, but I could now. I would be diverse. I would now focus. Okay, COVID. Okay, so now copy there. Your network cafes, your greenhouse, your HTBS pick and hood, your. Yeah, fam. I will get calls. Bro, the thing with me is I try to maximize whatever I have.
Yeah.
Because I'm a regular caller on Radio 2000 and I'm very active when it comes to radio. So I would market my business on Radio 2000.
Really?
Like, yeah. So business meets pleasure. Two businesses go head in head and then people call in terms of which business they prefer the most. So I would enter those businesses. Hey, my name is Terrence, I do fumigations. Should you have a COVID case, give me a call on what?
Opportunity.
I would give you a number of 2000. Can you come go in quotation is also send quotation. Yeah. So that's me in a nutshell. I adapt. Even now there's a lot of things that I do, fam. Like, I just company thing, so I'm just the book the parents are going to because company thing what security cup like can I let what I'm just on my toes. I want to adapt, fam. So the COVID, yeah, man. Yeah, it
didn't really.
It showed me. It even gave me a platform to open away, and then body pest control after that. My favorite I also do pest controls. Yeah, man.
So what's the game plan for Malapa right now? Like, are you active? Considering this nigga's doing like many other things, like now, are you still? What's the game plan for the summer 2023?
Now the game plan is I have everything solidified now. I've been running away from my business plan for the longest time. It's funny how people run away from the things that they should actually gravitate towards for them to grow. But I've been running away until the business program development skills I told you about.
Yes, sir.
It required us now to have a business plan. And I was like, I've been doing this since 2012. I've been dodging this thing. And to answer my question, funding. You can't get funding without a proper.
For real,
real. So it pushed me to a point where I believed I could do it on my own. At that time, I was like, we will push, we put together something will pop up, container, we innovate the container store. I'm not looking for in my school that's a go down. Malapa Halekane, be improvise, Yeah, so hey man, the vision now is to focus on the business aspect of things in terms of now the funding, the paperwork is done. Everything has been done, but I just needed that business plan to solidify and say, people, when I say I'm asking for funding, this is my vision.
Yes, sir.
And now it's clear because throughout these years it's been practice run. I always tell people used to say, Malapa, why was I? Like, guys, I'm learning. Yes, I'm learning as I'm going.
Yeah.
Malapa is sleeping. We should now be owning a shop. It's fair. And I'm not saying I speak you down. I appreciate that, but. You couldn't modeling. Now you run away from that one thing that we see. As much as you see it in me, I see it in you, Mara. Run away, dodge. So it happens. But now the vision is to funding, get a store, pushing a line. Now, because the funny thing is,
damn, that mindset is magical.
It's been a thing of. You don't want to work under pressure because people are putting you just under pressure. Sometimes you just ignore the pressure. Because sometimes you flop too quick and then you give up. So that thin line of listening to the audience and bring it back to you, it's very important. So now it's that. Store, funding, store, line, big marketing.
Plan in
As
place.
I've been learning, like I told the business program,
yeah.
they've been like, why are you still here? I'm like,
Damn.
don't ask me the question. Yeah, God's time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now it's I'm going hard now. I have everything I need, every research I have, every point of reference. So now it's a matter of implementing. And with a platform like yours, you know, we can reach out. You know, you'll never
Yes,
know.
sir.
Because, hey,
Yes,
man,
sir.
I've been looking at you for the past years. Hey, man, let's do this. So yeah, man. Sometimes you treat it as your baby. You can't give up. 3 months in one. It's very hard. Sometimes the trust, and you don't know sometimes because you're like, I don't come to see
Bro.
I'm still nurturing this. I don't know. You know. So that's been the
Why
hardest.
don't you start a podcast?
That's been the hardest.
Start a podcast, bro. I'm sure you kill it. I'm sure you know
Hey, man.
crazy people. I'm sure if we took your contact list right now, like it would like make $1 billion content.
Okay, maybe now that I have you as reference,
Yes, sir.
I can definitely push that because for the past this year, the homie of mine, Mpawaji, my story one that's been here,
Yeah.
he actually approached me, fam. Let's do
Let's
a
start
podcast.
a podcast, yeah.
I know you're in radio. I know you're obsessed about radio. I just want you on the show. My girlfriend asked me why you. I told him why you. You have a different approach.
Yeah.
Let's do this, you know. But it's just been that thing of the same step now.
Yeah.
Is this really, can I do it? Is this like you
Yeah,
trying
no,
to run
how-
away from
yeah.
it? Yeah, you know. So with you doing this now, you just solidified the whole thing of
Yeah.
alright, let me do this. Sticking on the brand thing. I noticed now it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a trend now.
Really?
The branding now, yeah. You know, and people would say, Malapa, how did you be so consistent without since 2012?
Dog.
Something I wanna know. Now I about 2017 or 20 UBishop. I'm like, guys, that's it. You can't measure. You can't measure such things. You don't know what God is preparing for you or what. So osare mama ngona tlang ona la job wena why type of thing, you know. We go through certain phases because we have different visions,
Yes, sir.
you know. So it's preparing me for whatever I have in my mind. Yeah, man. Podcast definitely is gonna come through soon. Okay, maybe not soon, but
Yeah,
it is. It is
it's
on the
something
waiting list.
that- yeah.
It is on the waiting list. And yeah, man, they will remember one day for sure. Hore, they're gonna lay WWW. Nah, me.
Yes, sir. I don't work at radio, Joe, like, cause I work at radio, and I was not aware until we actually got into contact recently. What is the work that you do on radio?
Well, I'm a voiceover artist.
Wonderful.
Yeah. I used to work for Northwest FM before it became UFM now.
Yeah.
And that was just crazy because I tell you, you know when you don't know and people tell you, "Ish, why was I there? Why was I there? You know." And then I tried that, they rejected me, and then
Shit.
3 years later, the guy gives me a call. It's okay. That time me go jarate some secret go jarate. You know?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Go studio. Give me a script.
Serious, Joe. Ish, Joe, I can't let it, like,
Tracker, get your fit man for only 99 rand per month. And he looks at me like, he calls the boss. Did you just hear that?
like that voice.
Yeah, I hear the boss say, give him another one.
Oh shit.
You bank. If you bank your money correctly, you can. The boss is like, who's that? Give him. I did like 4 or 5 voiceovers that day.
What?
Bear in mind, I didn't know that I was recording. This thing was recorded. I was just like, I'm excited because I loved it. It's a new thing. You don't know.
That
I didn't know I should be
curiosity.
getting money for that even that time.
Damn. Like y'all supposed to be paying me.
I didn't even get that even till today, dog.
What?
Shout out to Steve Pokela for calling me in.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Shout
man.
out to Khod, man.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, you still know, dog. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And you know, just to probably just end and close the interview, put this thing to a conclusion. I think we need a part 2.
Definitely.
I think we need a part 2, different location, have merch, have the line that you're speaking about, whatever it is that you have in the pipeline. Maybe we can incorporate it with the podcast and, you know, just be creative and do something really nice, something that has never been done before.
And
I believe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I believe if we can just bring our minds together, we would create something. Because I really want to talk to you for another hour.
Hey, man.
I really want another hour of this chat. But just to close it off, yeah, man, I think you agreed to a part 2?
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. You made it feel as comfortable as...
Yeah, man.
Hey,
yeah,
man. So I'm down, you know.
Yes, sir.
I also feel like I have a lot more now.
A lot more.
You got me
Like,
on my way here.
on
my way here, I was like... Because I was thinking, I'm so nervous. It's my first time. But I want to do it. Because once I start doing it, I'm going to now go.
Yeah.
Because now I'm challenging myself to do things that I don't normally do.
Sure.
That I'm comfortable with.
Sure.
That's the phase I'm in right now.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Yeah.
So just to close it off, this is a podcast that is meant to inspire people, you know, the African child and just any child out there to actually get up and do something about their lives and their dreams and not just settle and conform to, you know, the standards of society and everything that has been placed on us by our, you know, the subconscious mind is just another thing. It's a topic on its own. But basically, I would love for you to just look into the camera and just give, you know, some words of wisdom to, you know, the hustlers, the dreamers, the entrepreneurs, and anyone who has an idea or anyone who wants to change their lives. What could you say to anyone listening out there?
First off, you wouldn't have received it if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't meant for you. So for you, just having that minor thought means something. I notice we look very down on ourselves. I'm a victim too. Maybe it's still within the process, but maybe some things if I would have done earlier, I would have been a bit further by now. But I'm speaking from experience where now you ask yourself, is this me? It's too good to be true. So you start doubting yourself, you give excuses. But what I want to say is, the moment you realize it, act on it. Because 5 years later, the same peers will now ask you, how did you get here? And at 5 years old, they haven't done anything. So be proactive. That's what I'm saying. Be proactive. Be fearless. It's not easy. It can never be. Guys, I mean, if it was easy, we would all be like...
Yeah.
The view now, I'm looking at the houses there on the mountains. We would all be there, you know, if it was easy. But it's never easy. So for you to make it easy for yourself is to take a first step as sooner as possible. Because now it becomes a natural thing. You are used to it. They wonder how you do it. You walk in, the room lights up. So guys, whatever it is, just go for it. Because it's just a dream. Even if you fail, like, the world won't be hard on yourself. Like, do it.
Yes, sir.
And I give big ups for you for doing this.
Thank you, brother.
Because I knew it wasn't easy to... I know it can't be easy, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for the platform. Malapa Halekane, shout out to Tsietsi, shout out to Boss Montana. Keep your heads afloat. Shout out to Ufile for supporting me. Guess not say $500 money. Ufile, Ramaidi. Shout out, dog. Pick ups.
Re go kra ka mo di social media di Facebook di TikTok. I get it from TikTok or the Instagram. Ko re fe like obviously re tlo di tsenya mo can just. But where can we reach you? And where can we get Malapa? How do we get hold of the merch?
Okay, I'm gonna start off with the simpler things. On Facebook, it's Malapa Halekane Clothing Empire. On Instagram is Malapa Halekane. On Twitter, it's Terrence, aka Mr. Malapa Halekane. And sad enough, on TikTok, I remember opening an account, but I don't. That's the thing about me.
Oh shit.
I need a team of people who have a vision beyond. So I need people who are going to be on board on. I want to enhance or grow my social media, you know,
Presence.
you know. Thanks for that. So other than that, yeah, man. And how you get to place an order, it's either on either of those platforms. You inbox or give me a call. Personally, people give me a call. I don't know if it's the right thing to give up my numbers.
Can we put them in the description?
Right.
We'll put them in the description.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah. Please
cool.
do that.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, man. That's the easier way to get it done now. But trust me, on the second part of this podcast, I'll be having a website. I'll be having a clear TikTok.
Malapa Halekane. Issue. I will.
Thanks.
I will pay to. I can never pay to. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to my homeboy, Terrence Malapa. It's been a wonderful episode. He promised us a part 2. And yeah, road to 5,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Click that subscribe button. You've just watched the episode. You watched until this part. The only thing you have to do now is just click on that subscribe button. Switch on the notification. Stay tuned. We're doing big things. Tune in, ladies and gentlemen. It's a wrap. One time. Thank you so much.
Peace.